Hello, everyone, and welcome to Welcome to. Sorry, the thing is.
Right, oh, here we go. We're starting early. Go.
Just as I clicked play just then, the cat did a really weird meow and it's just thrown me off. Welcome to Faithful 2 Race Across the World, where we are discussing Celebrity Race Across the World, Series 3, the grand final. Mm-hmm. Hello. Blame producer Charlie for that introduction.
Because Charlie's having a bit of a paddy. He's not happy. Mm-hmm. He's not happy.
So, yeah. Sorry about that, everyone. But here we are.
He's in a bad mood because his favourite cupboard has been restricted to him today. And I believe that's where he keeps all the important stuff for the podcast. And he wanted to make a big song and dance about it being the final of Race Across the World, Celebrity, Series 3. And we were like, no, Charlie, we don't do that kind of stuff. We don't need explosives. We don't need party poppers going off. We just need to talk about the show. See, exactly. He's in a bad mood. I don't know if you can pick it up on the microphone, but he is in a foul mood.
He's going to be doing this the whole podcast, so watch out.
Get ready for litter tray angst in a minute, because he'll just hear and he'll be off. And
we'll try and ignore it, and then we'll laugh, and we have to then explain ourselves.
By the way, Charlie is a cat, but he's also the producer of the podcast. To anyone
you can see him behind my head in a picture.
There he is there. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify, indeed. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben.
And if you like the podcast and you want to get in touch or learn any further information about ourselves, you can go to our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there, it's got all the links to our social media, but also ways of watching or listening to us on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favourite podcast apps. If you are watching us on either of those platforms, please don't forget to comment underneath the video, like, subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, and of course, if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, and on there you can give us a £5 one-off or monthly donation, which helps Charlie sort out his cupboard.
Yeah, and his meow. So you could comment on Spotify, for example, just like Sharpie Maxi did. I would love to see Roman and Harley win. I just love the way she looks after him and love how he has grown in confidence. But all would be worthy winners.
Well, I will be talking about journeys, as you always have to with Race Across the World, because Race Across the World is all about not just the journey of the destination, of the travel, but also the journey emotionally the teams take.
Yeah, that's the elevator pitch Studio Lambert did when they were going to the studios at BBC in the elevator.
And the BBC were like, we'll buy 5 series of it. And now we're back to negotiations. And it's been really... It's been a really good series, actually, for the celebrity version, because sometimes, because it's celebrities, you can feel like they're kind of shoehorned like a background story. But I'm not afraid to admit it. I cried a lot in this episode.
There's just something that this show, just in general, does. Like, it just makes you overly emotional, but you're not really sure why, because they're just racing around the country. But I don't know what it is. Is it the music, the editing? Just how real the contestants become because they're on this long no thrills journeys. They've just become really, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it that makes you really emotional when you watch it.
Well, they become drained. They become drained emotionally and physically and mentally. And so I think as time progresses, because they become more vulnerable in the game, they also become more vulnerable as people, and so they open up more. But because if you watch the beginning of the series of Race Across the World, they always start with a lot of the parts where they've recorded before they've even left on their journey. So they do the kind of like the interview part, and then as the series progresses, the episode goes on, they kind of use less and less of those parts, and they then use more and more of the material that they're recording on the road. And it was just delightful. But unfortunately for me, I was a bit sad to see that one team had to, unfortunately, leave the show on the very last leg.
I know. Winners of episode 5.
And our hearts, I must say.
10% of the budget remaining. They're all on their buses and trains and things. They all got a little text message to say, Dylan and Jackie have sadly decided to drop out of the competition.
And then cut to Dylan and Jackie enjoying a nice coffee on the balcony, talking about their experience they had.
These are nice eggs. It's a delicious coffee.
Pure and simple. That's a reference to our Traitors podcast. Please go back and listen to it. And Dylan and Jackie, they did a lot. To be fair, I would say they crammed the most in their time, where Anita and Belle were very focused on winning. Roman and Harley did a few bits and pieces. They stayed in homesteads and so on.
She saw lots of men, hot men on the beach.
Harley was hooking herself up.
Time well spent.
And women. She was trying to get Roman,
No, I don't care about that.
a new girlfriend for him. Molly and Tyler were basically perving over each other as they were pushing buses and running around the beaches. Dylan and Jackie got to see a lot of the environment. They went to the forest. They saw a sloth. That was the highlight for me. That sloth. They showed the sloth again going, whoopee.
They went to the waterfall place, swimming.
The Timotei advert, yes.
They went for lots of meals. But yeah, it seems like, obviously we don't know, so we are speculating, but I'm wondering if it's a bit like the producers were like, well, you've got to get a bus ticket, which is going to take half your remaining budget, and then you'll just be stranded somewhere. So you could either do that or just drop out and stay in this hotel for a few days. And they were like, yeah,
we'll do
hotel.
That. Luxury for 2 days. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. But also, the producers might have been like, and it would be difficult for us to find a plane ticket for you, and it would be more of a task for us to get. Should we just save that £200 that you didn't spend, and we can put it toward charity or something? And they were like, yeah, go and do that.
So yeah, I mean, it's a shame because they were such a really endearing.
They were lovely
contestants. So
I wouldn't do. See, we had this little chat on the sofa while we were watching, snuggled under our blankets with Charlie the cat not being a nuisance.
Yeah, fast asleep.
That's
why he's upset now because we've just watched it. You've pushed him off your lap and he's fuming.
Yeah, he's really fuming now. Dylan, if I was in Dylan and Jackie's situation, I kind of would want to try at the very least. I would want to push myself, but then everyone is different. Everyone wants to do their own thing, and I get it. I get Dylan. I understand their decision. But I would have definitely had a go.
I don't know if they had a, that's what I mean. I don't know if they had a choice,
Well, absolutely not, because Roman and Harley had 20% budget and they ended with pretty much nothing by the end of it. And
Molly and Tyler had 1% left.
That's it. Molly and Tyler started with 15%, didn't they? And they had nothing at the end of it. And Roman and Harley had
20 and they had 10 left, and then Anita and Bao had 25 and they had 11% left. So they still had quite a bit left at the end. So Roman and Harley maybe could have even got even further.
I think Dylan and Jackie could have. Look, again, I'm not an expert on travel around Venezuela. If I was, then I'd be traveling there right now. But I just feel that they could have tried. They could have maybe tried.
No, I don't think they could have. They would have gotten to that place where was the place where they crossed that bridge and then they had to sort the taxis. I think that's where they would have been stuck.
But that's if they took the coastal route. They could have taken the inland route, which is what Anita and Bao had done, and it would have actually. That's why Anita and Bao had such a healthy budget. That would have been cheaper, and there was more routes from where they came from inland. So it would have. They could have scrimped and say. I think ultimately
could have,
would have, shoulda. I think ultimately what it came down to actually was that Dylan and Jackie
it's
also
been 30
thought
days.
It's been 30 days. They're tired. They want to eat pizza.
They want a pancake.
They want a pancake, and also they, and also they. I don't think they felt like they could win. I think with the small budget they had, they thought they could have made it to the finish, but they could never have won.
Also, probably looking at it, Jackie thought, well, if we carry on, I'll probably just end up doing a 14-hour uncomfortable bus ride, get off the bus, and then leave the competition. So
they might have ended on bad memory, and they wanted to end on high.
So it's a shame, but
it's a shame. But I understand and I get it. But I like to torture myself, but I like the idea of just like going, right, let's really try to scrimp that 10% our way to the final.
So in the end, I mean, really, it was between two couples. Anita and Bao were also 18 hours behind, like Dylan and Jackie were. And they went a completely different route to the other guys.
They went inland.
Yeah, and what they did worked quite well. They made the time up, but I don't think it was possible to make enough time up to catch the other two. But
it would have been possible if they were able to get that bus. There was that bus, but it was fully booked. And that was the bus they had pinned all their hopes on. So instead they had to then wait the whole day and take an overnight bus.
And then it went off a bit, didn't it? And
so if they were if they had been able to get that bus that they originally had planned to go for, I think the race would have been a little bit tighter, because at the end of it, really, Anita
and Bao
were
tighter than it was.
5 hours behind, really. So if you think about it, there were 12 hours waiting for the next bus. So that 5 hours, I think Anita and Bao had a chance. It's just they risked it all on this one bus, and that was a really big risk, and it didn't pay off for them.
But they had some lovely moments as well, because they were playing. What were they playing? Pool, snooker.
They were playing.
What was it?
They were playing
What's
snooker.
funny? I don't know. It all looks the same to me. Why is that funny? Explain to the
knocking
audience.
balls into pockets.
Explain to the audience why that's
Because
funny.
snooker and pool, although played on a table with balls, knocking them out with a cue, are not the same game.
Right.
As a connoisseur of snooker,
Well, that's why I asked you for advice, and you
Okay.
just laughed.
Right, sorry, I'm sorry for laughing at
fine.
your
Can't wait for us to go on the race across the world.
Like a
'cause
knowledge.
We won't be like Molly and Tyler, I can tell you that.
No, I told you I'd be like Scott Mills. I tell everyone top 40 hits,
Top 40 podcast.
top 40 podcast.
What's a podcast?
That's what we could have said with the top 40 podcast in Scotland.
Gay and lesbian culture.
In gay and lesbian culture. You might find a really niche thing. It's like with a top 40 podcast that's played to cats while you're out the house and working. We could be. Spotify, get in touch, let us know. Are we the top 40 podcast for playing to cats or dogs while you're going off to work? Do you know, when I deliver beans and liver, when I deliver to houses, sometimes I see people's TVs are on and it's on a YouTube
They're watching
video.
Faithful 2.
Of course, Faithful 2 is playing, and I'm just like that. I sign a we missed your delivery card and then post a video and say you're welcome.
Right.
But also they're playing it's an endless loop in YouTube video for like a video for dogs, and I see it all the time when people are
Wow.
on it. I just
You've
think
played that for the Charlie once or twice.
well, we play the cat one, the
Cat
bird
version,
one,
yes.
yeah. And Charlie genuinely believes there's birds living in that TV. That's why he hates us
Big
now.
birds.
Big, huge birds, but he's not afraid of them. He goes for them. He's got a huge whippy scratch down the centre of it.
So, Anita and Belle, what were they playing? Was it
They were
snooker
playing
or
pool.
pool? Right, they
They're
were playing
playing
pool in a hotel, and that's when they had their moment of the episode.
Yes.
Which was it was actually crazy what Belle was actually saying, because he was talking about like how he is quite modern in their culture, and he said when Anita was born, was it his mother or someone in his family
No,
said
it's his general culture.
yeah, and he said,
community.
"Oh, well, you having a daughter's been born, so we don't celebrate that."
Yeah.
And it's just like, pardon. This wasn't that long ago that Anita was born, and that is, to me, that is just crazy.
But it takes one trailblazer, and that's our Bao. We love you, Bao.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and respect to you, my friend. And he said, no, we are going to celebrate my daughter. This is my daughter. And then it kind of extended to Anita saying that she had a huge life change this year. She went through a divorce, and again a lot of people kind of sneered and went, ugh, how dare you don't divorce, you don't do that. And you can say that with a lot of culture, a lot of like Christianity as well. It's like you do not divorce.
you stay together, for the best. I know it's just crazy how backwards some
archaic, isn't it? Really, the
it's just
thought to think
ridiculous.
that way. It's like, and Anita quite rightly said, it's like, and Bao, my dad, let me say like I'm better and I can do what I want, and it's whatever makes me happy. I need to think about myself because I've worked so hard at making everyone else happy and worked so hard to build this career that maybe I'm allowed this one little moment where I'm allowed to think, no, this is the best for me, so I'm going to take it. And it was a lovely moment when they were playing pool. The whole time I kept thinking, because they kept showing a shot of that 8-ball hovering over that pocket, and the whole time I kept thinking there's going to be the final shot will be them knocking in that 8-ball, and lo and behold, just make me an editor of Race Across the World, because there was the last shot. But not before Anita shed a few tears, and Bao was like, no, we don't do that. You don't do that, Anita.
We're not that modern.
We're not not in public. Not in
I'm
public.
not that progressive.
But it was lovely because Bao had shed a few tears prior to this, so maybe a week or two ago.
Oh yeah, in the taxi, didn't
Yes.
he? And he had to put sunglasses on.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just another great dynamic there to learn like how forward thinking he was, and yeah, real nice. So the race then, because this literally was race.
It was a literal race. We haven't seen one of these in a long time. I think the last series was maybe 3 when there was about 2 teams racing against one another to get to the book.
But this one was really like, it was literally, they were 2 seconds apart.
They were neck and neck. They were literally overtaken. And when they were in the 4x4s, Harley Moon and Roman overtook Molly and Tyler. And then when they got to the boat, Molly Tyler almost overtook Harley Moon.
Sprinted ahead.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Roman was getting really frustrated wanting to rush ahead, and Molly was purposely in that narrow alleyway doing left and right, so he couldn't
Roman's
quite
way.
get past her.
I also enjoyed the shot of Molly running up the hill. Like it was like an action shot. She was like, if they were making a new Tomb Raider movie,
They are.
then
TV
Molly,
series. They've already cast it, but carry
well,
on.
I'm afraid they need to recast it. They did it with Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox, and they can do it with the Tomb Raider series. Molly needs to be the new Lara Croft. I've said it. I hope I have upset people for
They've
saying
cast the one from Game of Thrones, the ginger
The one.
woman. I can't remember her name.
What,
Red hair,
Cersei?
Sansa. They
Sansa.
cast her as Lara Croft.
Or the one who had to marry the evil one from
Yes.
Vicious.
Yes. Her.
Oh. don't think that's a good
don't like that casting.
No, I don't like that casting.
Oh, okay.
Get ready for Faithful 2 Tomb Raider TV series coming soon, where I moan about the casting. Where I say it should have been Molly the whole time throughout the whole
They've
series.
got someone really good as her mum, but that doesn't matter. We're talking
Joanna
about Reese
Lumley should be her mum. We watched a trailer for the new Tomb Raider game,
Right.
and I said that new, what do you call it? The
Model?
yeah, render of
Lara Croft.
Looks just like a young Joanna Lumley.
Ooh.
Joanna Lumley should play the mother of Tomb Raider. I love it when people don't know the name of the characters, so they just say the name of the character is Tomb Raider.
Lara Croft.
Yeah, I know it's Lara Croft, but I'm just saying that happens all the time in games.
Or Laura Croft, if you're in America.
Yeah, if you're an American. Or graham crackers, if you're American.
I mean, I think Tyler should actually be cast as Lara Croft. Because he
Explain
was
the reasons why.
running up that mountain in his shorts and vest.
Running up that hill.
He looked like a male Lara Croft, and I was like, oh, I can see the vision. Cosplay.
I mean, that doesn't really, like, the fact that it's a female main character and you want to recast it as a male feels a little insulting.
Yeah, okay, we're just a cosplay then at Comic-Con. He can go as Lara Croft. There is a male Lara Croft Comic-Con costume, so he can do it.
What is it, Larry Croft?
Yeah.
Well, it should, I would imagine. Laura.
Lawrence Croft.
Lawrence is better. Lawrence Croft.
I mean, Molly and Tyler's journey was them being the hot couple, as we've been talking about for 6 episodes. They kept that going right to the end. Right to the end.
Yes. God, that's holding a lot of strength, that word.
Right to the end. We've been doing that. So they were doing really well. And it was all about food. When they had a few, they got a bus ticket and they said, oh, we've got a few hours spare. What can we do? Should we do a job and learn some culture and spend some time with family and a bit of money? No. We can eat. So
it's the way you said so deadpan as well. It was like it was almost expectant. Like we sat there waiting for him to say, it was like, oh, go on it. It was a drinking game worthy moment. Like, oh, and they're going to eat. Knock another one back.
But again, those two just lovely. Especially Molly. I feel like she's like, I know that she did Strictly at the same time as him, and she was kind of like beloved on Strictly Come Dancing because of her personality, and you can kind of see why. She's very endearing, isn't she?
Yeah, she really is.
She's just a nice person in general. So
both of them are. I really like Tyler as well. I think they're a lovely couple together. I smell presenting jobs together very soon.
They're going to take Roman's game show away from him.
Maybe. Well, I was thinking more the hit list. They could.
Replace them.
They could replace them. That'd be good. But they're a lovely couple together. They've had a lovely. I feel like because they were the youngest, they're the ones who could take. They were the ones who had the most to kind of like miss. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't appreciate it as much as say Dylan and Jackie had or Anita and Belle had because they've lived.
Because Dylan's an old man, of course, in a young body.
He's an old woman in a young man's body, and we say that with love, Dylan. We really do. And Molly and Tyler, like you could think that they would be too competitive and they would just miss everything because you do see that with like the younger couples, like the two lads who
just race.
All they care about is winning. But it broke them a little bit this show, and they kind of again embraced the traveling culture rather than the whole.
And they got really good at it. Molly and Tyler were the ones who really had the least sort of setbacks or things happen. They just kind of whatever happened, they just went, okay, we'll just carry it, and they just carried on doing it, so they were good. Roman and Harley had the bad luck pretty much all series.
They had, but they got a little bit of extra luck when they were on the boats. Their boat started, Molly and Tyler's didn't. However,
I'd be so annoyed if I was Molly and Tyler, and that boat wouldn't start. I'd be like I said to you, that person on that boat knew he was there for a TV
production
program.
crew would have let them know before.
They probably said, this is the final, by the way. This journey's the last bit of the journey. I'd be so angry if I got on that boat and the guy hadn't pre-prepared and got the boat going.
This is conspiracy tin hat theory moment, but maybe the guy was told to deliberately cause that moment. Maybe
if Roman Kemp's not in your boat, don't start
it.
Roman Kemp. We're going to try and get him on a BBC contract and he needs to win.
We want him off Capital and full-time on one show.
Yeah, and we want Harley Moon on there too with us country singing. So they wanted of course, Roman, the BBC darling, won.
You keep calling him the BBC darling, but he really isn't.
Molly's more of a BBC darling if you think about it.
Well, I'd say Molly and Tyler probably will be, like I say, be doing Morning Live, very soon. You just mark my words. And no, Roman Harley did have a little bit of bad luck. They got stuck in traffic. They misbooked a bus, and so they had to quickly book an extended ticket, which they did do within 15 minutes.
That was typical of their bad luck as well. Like, oh, there's a bus where we can cut off 100 kilometers here. Let's get a ticket. We got a ticket. Get on the bus. That bus then gets in a traffic jam. It's like
absolutely typical.
Yeah,
Roman and Harley luck. I did feel for them, but then Harley Moon again did her positive, optimistic, upbeat conversation. So Roman was, man, now, I'm so angry. Oh, I can't believe we got stuck in traffic. Harley Moon was like, we can either move on, be stoic, move on, forget about it, shut up, or we can moan about it all night. And Roman was like, I'm going to moan about it. And I thought, yes.
The options.
That's where me and Roman are the same. Well, I was with Roman on that one. It's like, I would have nagged your ear off if that had happened to us. And you would have been so angry at me. You would have been like, all right, I'm quitting the show. So I was with Roman on that one. Sometimes it's hard to give things up like that.
But they did win just about. They were up that hill just a bit quicker. They had slow motion reaction shots and everything of Harley getting up to the podium in slow motion
at the same time.
Yeah, so that was that final thing was just, again, producers can't wish for a better television than that final race between the two youngest, fittest couples. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have been any better. But
it could have been better if Anita and Belle were also there. If it had been a 3-way run to the final, that would have been chaos, very exciting. Chaos, but exciting.
The poor cameramen climbing up that thing, trying to chase two teams at once, but also don't get the other cameramen in the shot. It must be, I don't know how they were doing that.
Molly almost fell down because it was not steep, but I'd say it was like a 25% inclines, and they were literally climbing up the rock. And the camera person had to do it holding a camera at the same time whilst running with them. I mean, kudos to the production crew. As always, we always say this, the production crew on this show is amazing, like, because I think I don't know for certain, but it's one producer, one cameraman, and then isn't there someone
sound or something?
There's sound.
Or the producer does 2 roles, I think.
No, isn't there someone else who like takes notes so they know what's on the film? So they say, oh, we're outside this place, we're in this place, they're talking about this in this place, so they keep notes of what's been going on. So it's a very small production for each team, but they get to know each other very, very well, as we've seen in like behind the scenes footage before. The teams tend to it becomes like a little family because you're all in this together, so you all stay at the same hotel.
Because Caroline and Tom from last series posted a load of photos yesterday or the day before, I think, of all of them, and like all the activities they did. And they were like a team. It wasn't just them two.
No.
Like the contestants. It was the contestants plus the
production crew, yeah.
So yeah, they do get really close.
It was
But they're
cool.
really, very good.
I would love to... The one thing I think missed this series was that the kind of surprise element, if like they... Molly and Tyler and Roman and Harley were running up the hill, and then all of a sudden you saw this helicopter swooping down, and then this rope ladder comes down, and Jackie and Dylan start climbing down and put their finger up and go like, ha, fuckers, it's us who's going to win this, and they push the book.
I did think it would have been amazing because they edited the Roman and Molly, Tyler, Harley Moon race, like it's between these two. It would have, because then they didn't show Anita and Bao at all. It would have been funny if they opened the book and it said Anita and Bao, and then they were like 2 hours earlier.
Yeah.
Because they did that earlier in the series, didn't they? Where they kind of faked out the winners.
I feel like they did the fake out once, and if they'd done it again, it would have lost any kind of hit. So yeah, but no, Dylan and Jackie returning from their loss,
the grave,
was what I would want to have seen.
Love them. So yeah, because 4th place for them, 3rd place for Anita and Bao, 2nd for Molly and Tyler.
I don't want to be harsh here, but it wasn't 4th place, was it? It was not finish. It was DNF. I'm afraid it was a DNF. Did not finish.
No more budget.
3rd for Anita, 2nd, as you say, for Molly and Tyler, and 1st for Roman and Harley. But I think for me, those places feel right, and I think Anita, Bao, Molly, Tyler, and Roman and Harley Moon would agree as well, especially Roman and Harley Moon, because they won.
I don't know. I wanted Molly and Tyler to win.
I wanted Molly and Tyler. I'll be honest. Molly and Tyler, I wanted to win, but I thought Anita and Bao. I wrote off Roman and Harley Moon for some bizarre reason, but I genuinely thought Anita and Bao were going to pull it off. I really did, because Anita was so like, look how aggressive. I've said this before, not aggressive in a bad way, but kind of so passionate about winning and determined. Yeah, so funny that Anita. I feel like Anita did kind of just, stepped back a little bit on this leg and just decided, I just want to play snooker on a pool table.
I mean, the choices they made were the best choices because they were able to shave off all that time, and they took a different route to everyone else. So what they did was correct. It's just I don't think it was possible to catch up. So
you keep saying running up this hill. I keep having Kate Bush in my head, and I feel like if we could get the rights, that we could play that at the end with a montage of all their characters.
Stranger Things owns that song now.
Stranger Things do not own that.
They do.
Kate Bush owns that song.
No, Stranger
which
Things
she
own it
licensed
now.
to Netflix, which I'm sure is the case.
They've got a song on the final ever episode of Stranger Things. They've
Ooh.
announced, and it's a song where a band from the 80s, obviously, because it's set in the 80s, have never allowed this song to be used on any television program or film before, and they've said yes to the final.
Do we know what the song is?
No.
Do we know the band?
No.
Oh.
People think it may be a Queen song.
I was literally about to say a Queen song. I'm not joking. My brain first thing was like, maybe it's a Queen song. So that would be Brian May and the drummer. It's awful. I can't remember. It's like you remember everyone in Queen bar the drummer. Brian May, Freddie Mercury, and the drummer. But yeah,
get ready for that on
I'm
Boxing
very excited.
Day, or whatever it is, New Year's Day.
New Year's Day will be, but we'll be doing, you know what we'll be watching on New Year's Day? And if you subscribe right now, you'll never miss a future podcast episode of it.
Is it Race Across the World Series 6?
Sadly not. However, it is The Traitors Series 4 UK.
Oh.
So this is the reason why you need to subscribe and follow us.
Difficult fourth series.
Isn't it the difficult second album?
Yeah, second album. Difficult fourth series.
Difficult fourth series. I'm sure it'll be a very they've got they're piggybacking off the success of Celebrity now, Celebrity Traitors. So I feel like it's going to be a big deal.
Well done to Roman and Harley Moon, by the way. You did. Roman won I'm Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. He won Race Across the World. He's beaten his dad. Martin didn't win.
Martin got
no screen time.
Far enough on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, let's just say. And if you liked I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, we also did that as a podcast, which you can go back to and listen to as well.
We did.
We do a full variety of things. It's very exciting.
Just subscribe, because there's loads of different shows all over the place.
Thumbs up.
Don't know what you're going to
Follow.
get. Every week's a different little treat.
Every week's a different treat. That's it. That'd be our tagline. Every week's a different treat.
Right, so there you go then. Another
like
series done.
Everlasting gobstopper.
Another series which made everyone cry every episode for no reason. Between different reasons. So here we are.
It was a real tearjerker, this series. I'm not joking. A real tearjerker.
Molly and Tyler's notebook didn't quite match up to Tom and Caroline's notebook last series.
Well, Tom's journal was a really moving moment when he allowed his mum to read it on the swing. Molly allowing her partner to reading her bitchy
comments. Some contestants are taking it more seriously than other contestants. It's like, I wonder who she was talking about. Who was Molly talking about in that bit? Was she talking about Roman? Was she talking about Anita? Not Jackie or Dylan.
Of course not.
No.
Jackie and Dylan. Well, and going back to Jackie and Dylan really quickly. They said that the reasons why they did so badly, or they had not much money left at the end, was basically that they took such a relaxed way to get through Mexico. They took the most expensive route, and they said that was our biggest mistake. We messed up right at the beginning, and it was such a shame that they kind of corrected their course by week 3 or 4, and they suddenly got the game and suddenly realised to them, it's like, this is what you meant to do.
10% spending over.
But then
we said that episode 1, didn't we?
We did.
When they were casually having all their meals, their 3-course meals. They add up. Look where it got them.
So they unfortunately they kind of stumbled at the first hurdle, and they couldn't quite get themselves back on the road.
But they had a lovely time, and they got a lot closer, and they seemed happy. They were glad. They seemed like they were glad they did it, and they were happy with the relationship they had at the end. So
I was
who
happy
really
too.
won?
Who really exactly?
All 4 of them won.
No, you know who really won? Us, the viewers of Race Across the World. And do you know who else has won? The listeners and watchers of the podcast.
This podcast. Yes, true. Right, so we're going to go now. It's the end of the show. End of the series.
It's the end of the series.
If you're here following us just for Race Across the World, we will be back next year. It's normally about March, April-ish time when they do the series.
For Race Across the World. We're also back in next week to finish.
You weren't listening to what I said, were you?
No, I didn't. I said for Race Across the World, we're back in March, April next year.
So letting everyone know, if that's all you're here for, that's when we'll be back.
But don't be just for that. Come join us for other shows as well. We've got the Traitors Canada to finish. You know what? My retail background is coming out. It's kicking and screaming. They said I would amount to nothing, and look at me now, Ma.
No. If people want to get in touch with us and let us know what shows they want us to cover, which they can follow, how could they do that?
Well, you can let us know other shows as well as The Traitors and The Apprentice that we'll be covering very soon by going to our linktree, linktr.ee/faithfultour, and on there it's got all our social media, our Instagram, our TikTok, where you can DM or comment on any of the posts, but also you can find us how you can watch or listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favourite podcast apps. And if you do watch us on the video format of the podcast, you can comment underneath, ring the bell, comment again underneath.
Comment already.
Comment underneath. Comment underneath. Ring the bell, subscribe, follow us. Give us 5 stars if you enjoy listening to the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your ma, tell your mum, tell your brothers, tell your sisters, tell your nan. And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, and you can put a £5 one-off or monthly donation on there.
Lovely. So we'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.